These are Martha's cards. I love stories that begin with once upon a time. So I'm just going to begin my story about tarot with once upon a time. Once upon a time, many years back, it was a cold, dark morning, and the morning outside was just reflecting what I was feeling inside. I was sitting in a cafe in Triveni, and I was pondering over certain points. I had to make a choice. It was a difficult choice because I didn't want either option that was in front of me. Actually, I wanted to keep both options in my life. I was in love, and the person I was in love with was not accepted by my Orthodox family. So the choice was either I leave the person I love or I leave my family. I was miserable. I didn't want to do either. And I was wondering, what should I do in this situation? You'll not believe what happened next. Right in front of me, there was this beautiful woman standing. She was a Spanish gypsy, as I later on discovered. And she smiled at me and said, "You're at a crossroad. Would you like me to help you?" Now, normally, I'm a very private person. I do not like to share things. I was actually a very private person. I did not like to share my life with anybody. But I didn't like to be rude either. So as she made place at my table and asked for a coffee, I relented. It was the best decision of my life. She told me that she could see the dilemma I was in and she wanted to help me. She was in India for a short while and she said, "If you need guidance, come to me where I live." This woman with her beautiful black eyes and long straight hair which I've always admired and wanted, just smiled and said, "I know you'll come." And she left. Sure enough, I did go to her house, and within a week she had guided me through the problem. She showed me how I could keep both options in my life. Sure enough, till date I have both options. So when she was guiding me through the tarot, I was fascinated by the pictures. She used to do another let me call it discipline called the I Ching or the I Ching as people call it, and she preferred to do the I Ching. I, however, wanted her to do the tarot. Then one fine day, after she had guided me through the problem, she told me, "Lakshmana, I'm going to teach you the tarot." I looked at her in surprise and I said, "Wow, of course I would like to learn it." She says, "I have been asked to teach you the tarot." So, sure enough, she bought me a pack of cards, and believe me, she taught me the tarot in 10 days. It's not difficult once you know how. And tarot was something which always fascinated me. Martha, as her name was, taught me how to make the cards speak to me. She guided me through every step, and she gave me certain exercises which later on, when I teach people, I tell them to do. Now, what happens? I learned the tarot. I got my first pack of cards also. Then she says, one day, "I have also been asked, Lakshmana, to give you my cards. They have belonged in my family for generations. Let me show them to you. And when I give them to you, you must promise never to part with them." You will not believe how excited I was to receive this gift from her. Just look at these cards. They are old, they are dilapidated, the pictures are almost faded, but you won't believe the energy they have in them. So she gave me a pack which she had bought from the market, and her cards. And she made me promise that come what may, I would not part with these cards. That's a promise I made and I have still kept. And these are cards which are so powerful that any step I want, anything I need, they will guide me through it. And they will guide whoever I need to guide. So that's how I came into tarot. These cards started me on my journey. The next that I'm going to talk about is how I had forgotten all about the cards, and a fire in my office, a devastating fire, made me reopen these cards. It was like they called to me.